And now we are going to discuss about suctioning procedure. What is suctioning? Suctioning into the nose and mouth to remove any mucus, any thickened nose and throat secretions are there, will make it easier for him or her to breathe and eat. Okay, suctioning is helpful to remove any thickened mucus presence in the nose and throat secretions, and it will make it easier for him or her to breathe and eat. Okay, this suctioning is the application of negative pressure to the airways through a collecting tube. And this suctioning is the process of sucking the removal of gas or fluid from a cavity or rather container by means of reduced pressure when a patient is unable to clear respiratory tract secretion. With coughing, the nurse use suctioning to clear the airways. Oral or nasal suctioning. There are two types. There are four types: oral or nasal suctioning, oropharyngeal and nasopharyngeal, and orotracheal and nasotracheal, and tracheal suctioning. In that, what is oral or nasal suctioning? The upper airway passages of the nose, mouth, pharynx, and this procedure is used to assist the patient in eliminating secretions before he has regained full consciousness and cannot spit out secretions. The person may not be able to spit out the secretions out. In that conditions, we use this oral or nasal suctioning, and these are the main function of this is to eliminate the nasal upper airway passages and of the nose, mouth and pharynx. Okay, and after that, when you employ suctioning, you must make every effort to prevent the introduction of pathogens, that is disease causing microorganisms, into the lower airways. And after that, oropharyngeal and nasopharyngeal secretions. The oropharynx extend behind the mouth from the soft palate above the level of the hyoid bone and contains the tonsil. The nasopharynx is located behind the nose and extends to the level of soft palate. And this suctioning is used when the patient is able to cough effectively but is unable to clear secretions by expectorating or swallowing, and the person may not be able to swallow, and coughing means very difficulty to cough. While coughing, there is no secretions come out and there are obstruction in the airway. In that conditions, we use oropharyngeal and nasopharyngeal suctioning. Okay. While suctioning, we wear sterile gloves and we know about the suctioning. Okay, how to give that suctioning to the patient. And orotracheal and nasotracheal, it is necessary when the client with pulmonary secretion is unable to cough and does not have an artificial airway present. Okay, and tracheal suctioning is accomplished through an artificial airway such an endotracheal tube or tracheotomy tube. And what are the equipments used for suctioning procedure? Laryngoscope with covered on straight blade and working light sources, and oral airway and 10 ml syringe, suction sources, suction catheter, and sterile towel, gloves, face shield, and end trial CO2 detector and resuscitation by n mass connected to O2 source. Okay, these are the equipments useful for suctioning procedure: oral airway, 10 ml syringe, and suction catheter, sterile towel, gloves, and after that any laryngoscope with covered on straight blade and working light sources. Okay, and what is the procedure for this? And here main indications for suctioning: need to remove any retained secretions and need to maintain patency of airway, and to treat atelectasis. Atelectasis means narrowing of the airways, okay, or alveoli sacs, and to obtain a sputum specimen. Hazards of suctioning: trauma. There may be trauma will occur to the patient, and hypoxia means inability to take breath, and arrhythmias, inadequate cerebral oxygenation, and bronchospasms, increase intracranial pressure, and gag reflex stimulation. And equipments required for suctioning are already we seen. And after that, distilled water also, we need distilled water and suctioning procedure. And pressure during suctioning 100 to 120 mm Hg for adult, and child 80 to 100 mm of Hg, and infant 60 to 80 mm of Hg. Okay. And preparation phase, assess the patient heart rate, level of consciousness, and respiratory status. We should assess heart rate. Normal heart rate 72 to 80 beats per minute, and level of consciousness we should check, and respiratory rate 16 to 22 breath per minute. And after that, performance phase, remove the patient dental bridge work and plates, and after that remove headboard of bed and prepare the equipment what are all needed for this suctioning, and aspirate stomach contents if nasogastric tube is in place, and if time allows, inform the patient of impeding inability to talk and discuss alteration means of communication. And if the patient is confused, it may be necessary to apply soft wrist restraints and put on gloves and face shield. And during oral intubations, if cervical spine is not injured, place patient's head on a sniffing position. Anesthetic sprat if time is valuable. And after that, spray the back of the patient's throat with anesthesia spray if time is available, and ventilate and oxygenate the patient with the resuscitation bag and mask before intubations, and hold the handle of the laryngoscope in the left hand and hold the patient's mouth open with the right hand by placing crossed hangers on the teeth. And after that, we should insert the curved blade of the laryngoscope along the right side of the tongue and push the tongue to the left, and use right thumb and index finger to pull patient lower lip away from lower teeth. Okay. And after that, gather all equipment. Here gather all equipment, identify patient, introduce self and explain procedure, and wash our hands and ungloves and prepare equipment. And after that, hyperoxygenate the patient as appropriate. If suctioning nasally, lubricate the catheter. Once we lubricate the catheter and introduce the catheter into the airway, ensuring that no suction is applied during introduction. Okay, when we inserted the catheter, we should not apply any suction during introduce the catheter, and advance the catheter until resistance is met, and withdraw the catheter 1 to 2 centimeters and apply suction continuously. Okay, and apply the suction continuously and withdraw the catheter, rotating catheter during withdrawal. Apply suction for a maximum 15 seconds. And rinse the catheter in saline or distilled water and reassess the patient. Okay, this is about if you insert the tube inside to the nasopharynx, if it is correct position or not, you should obtain any chest x-ray to verify the tube position. Okay, and after that, these all are about suctioning procedure. Okay, what is first one? What is suctioning? Suctioning into the nose and mouth to remove any thickened mucus or nose and throat secretions will make it easier for him or her to breathe and eat. Okay, and after that, coughing techniques. Coughing is one of the most important lung defense mechanism, and unfortunately it is significantly impaired in COPD, and this coughing techniques is impaired in COPD condition. COPD means chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. and while the nasal passages provide a mechanism to warm and humidify the incoming air and tap dirt particles and germs. And coughing is needed to clear undesirable material from the bronchial tubes. This module will teach you a more efficient way to do a COPD cough called huff coughing. What is huff coughing? In this, the client on exhalation opens the glottis by say the word huff. Huff, huff. The huff cough stimulates a natural cough reflex. This method is useful for clearing central airway. Okay. And after that, to understand huff coughing, you first need to have some understanding of normal coughing. Okay. To understand any abnormal coughing, you should know about that normal cough. Coughing is effective in maintaining a patient airway. It permits the client to remove secretions from both the upper and lower airways. What is cascade cough? In this technique, the client is asked to take slow deep breath and hold it for 2 seconds. Okay? Slow deep breath and hold it for 2 seconds while contracting expiratory muscles. Tell the client to open the mouth and perform a series of cough throughout exhalation, thereby coughing at lower lung volumes. And what is quad cough? And this is used for clients without abdominal muscle control, clients with spinal cord injuries, and the client's breath with maximal expiratory efforts causing the cough. Okay, and after that, and these are the types of cough: cascade cough, huff cough, and quad cough, and controlled coughing. What is controlled coughing? Ask the client to take 2 slow deep breaths and inhaling through nose and exhaling through mouth. Inhale deeply third time and hold breath to count of 3. And hold breath and to count 1, 2, 3. And cough finally for 2 to 3 consecutive coughs without inhaling between cough. Okay, between cough without inhaling, and tell the client to push all air out of the lungs. This is about controlled cough. Types of coughs are there: cascade cough, huff cough, quad cough, and controlled coughing. This is about coughing techniques. It is unfortunately significantly impaired in COPD conditions, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease conditions, and this may be the upper airway may clear. Efficient way to do a COPD cough called huff coughing. For example of huff coughing, COPD. In COPD conditions, they may be seen this huff cough. Okay, and these are the coughing techniques. And after that, suctioning procedure we already seen, and equipment and procedure for this. In after classes, we see artificial airway management. Already we seen, but once we go through in that. Okay, thank you.